mom knows this part. Why are you calling my phone? I can't even be real with you. This is where the thievery comes. Hey guys, welcome back to another video of mine. It's me, Dree, or piiinkylocs, whatever you want to call me, and I am now on whatever screen you're watching this. So this is going to be a first for me, a story time. Now, a lot of you guys are like people who have followed me for a good majority of my childhood. We're going to talk about a boy from my past. A lot of you guys know him. I don't know if I've ever told this story, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know me, like this is your first time really knowing me, I have a spam page and I used to talk about a lot of things on there, and this is gonna be new for some, not really new for most. But we're gonna do a story time about a guy who stole from me. But we're not gonna start from there, where you have to start from the beginning, like all stories do. I have my notes right here. You can't see it, but if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my notes. But okay, let's go ahead and start. So we're gonna rewind back to 2019. In 2019, I'm about 6 years ago. I'm 21, well, I'm turning 21, and I'm working at my first college. But this is in January. I am working as a resident assistant, and if you don't know what an RA is, basically they're like college students or whoever. They work for the school system, and they basically just sit at a desk and sign visitors in and out. They do walkthroughs of the dorm buildings to make sure the residents are okay and all that good stuff. It was a fun job. I was only getting paid $7.25, but I used to rack up them hours anyway. So yeah, 2019. I'm working at the desk. We're getting ready to sign in returning students and new students, and we're giving them their door numbers, their dorm numbers, their keys, and all that type of information they may need. So, you know, I'm just going there. I'm just, you know, people are just going and coming until this one boy comes. We're not gonna use his real name. I don't think I'm even a thought in his head anymore, but we're just gonna call him New Boy, which is actually the code name I gave him. If you're a girl, you should already know, like, we're gonna give a code name to guys who we don't want people to know about. Don't let people know about him, or if they know him. Dang, I look good. I did my makeup really well, guys. I'm sorry. I met New Boy at move-in day. We didn't have time to really converse because it's like students are coming in and out. We have to, you know, get them out of here. So once I saw him, me now, I don't think I would be attracted to him. I don't think I would. Y'all, one thing you need to know about me, every boy I usually date now, I'm very realistic about. Like, if I think he doesn't look that good, I'm gonna say, y'all ugly. He don't look that good. Like, I know what I like, but back then, he was adorable. New Boy was like a year and a half older than me, and he was very country. Nothing, I don't know, I wouldn't talk to no country nigga now. So I was immediately attracted to him. And one thing about me, Austin, if you're watching this, do not take offense to this. When I know I want something, I'm going to get it. And I usually do. Anywho, he did not attend the 2018 fall semester. He was coming for the 2019 spring semester. And so luckily, he was in my dorm building. I'm not gonna give too much information about my school, but if you know me, you know me. There's two buildings. There was West and South. I lived in West. He also lived in West. We just didn't live on the same floor. Like he was lame to me. That was that nigga was lame. Like, he was lame. He couldn't dress. Like, I don't even know what I saw in him, honestly. But anyway, so we lived in the same dorm building, and I was like, dang, I hope I get to see him again. Like, I would, because we lived in the same dorm, but he lived on the 3rd floor and I lived on the 1st floor. This happens. I go and tell my roommates, like, ooh, there's this boy and his name is New Boy, and I think he's cute. So, you know, I'm very shy, so I'm not really, okay, I'm shy, but like, I'm charismatic. I feel like I'm charismatic. But, you know, I told my roommates about him, and somehow, I really wish I remembered this. This was 6 years ago. This is like 6 years ago. He came to my dorm and, you know, we hung out. It was casual, you know. It was occasional flirting here and there because I eventually got his number. Like, I don't have, like y'all, I really wish I had all these texts. I really don't feel like going through my old spam to like look for text messages because like, I don't even use that spam anymore. And this, keep in mind, this is 6 years ago. So like, imagine me going back 6 years ago in my spam when I was really like posting in that bitch. We hang out, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know how it progressed. Mom, or if anyone who's subscribed to me and they know my mom, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry, mommy, I love you. Eventually, we get to getting a little comfortable and we started hooking up. Like, before we started hooking up, actually, I didn't skip the whole part. This is some old tea, so it's like, I gotta get my thoughts in order. Like, I have like little clip notes, like I said, but it's like, there's so much that happened. I used to go there, actually, like before I went there. So I think fall of 2017, he went to the school. My friends were also going to the school with him. They knew him, but this is my first time knowing him. He is walking with this girl. This girl is a mutual friend. She is friends with my other friend. Well, she was friends with her. That's when I'm like, oh my gosh. I see him and her walking together. I'm like, oh my gosh. They know each other. Is that his girlfriend? So, you know, I'm like trying to figure out some shit because I'm like, I want him. I want him. Oh my gosh. This is embarrassing, like, when I think about it, because like I would never do weird shit like this. But I went to his dorm room because as an RA, you're gonna know a lot of people, and luckily the people who lived with him I also knew. So like I went to go visit them, and then I went to go knock on his door and he didn't answer. And I'm just like, you know what, it's whatever, I'm not gonna stress about it. That's when I figure out the girl was in his room and they were just cuddling or whatever. But so I'm just like, I'm gonna fall back because like, no thank you. I just want to preface, like, the girl, like, she wasn't necessarily my friend. Like, we were cordial with each other, but she was more of my other friend's friend than mine. But you know, after that, I think she came back over and they fell out. Like, she had mushed him in his face or something, I don't know. And then I guess they weren't talking anymore, and I might be missing some things, but y'all, I don't remember everything. He and I started talking again, and like I think we would hang out with each other. I think week 2 or week 3 of me meeting him, I actually did go to his dorm, but nothing happened. Did I prepare for something? I think I did prepare. This was before I had like dreads and stuff, so I went up there. I think I had my hair done. I don't remember. I went up there and I put a condom in my hair, and you know, I'm trying to, no, what, did I leave it in my hair? I don't know. But either way, the bitch fell out in front of him. I'm like, oh my gosh. That was crazy. And he said something about it. He just basically hinted like we could have did something. But you know, so now the idea is in his head though, like, yes, it's in his head. He know what I'm on, so he's gonna be on the same thing I'm on. So eventually, you know, after just hanging out, I think we were doing little things, but we never had sex. Sorry, Mom, I'm so sorry. But I don't know how this happened. I really don't know. But we eventually did hook up. And it was a couple of times, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we are the same school. Like, I'm 20, 21 years old. I'm ready to
I'm ready to fuck, like.
Anyway, so after that, like, he was on some weird shit. He was just on weird shit the entire time. Like, he was so fucking lame, and I really wish I never met him because he was treating me like he was better than me. Like, he looked good. He had a fucking dreidel head. His head was literally shaped like a dreidel. Like, if you were in my spam, you know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and skip over. He would leave campus sometimes and we still flirt, and like we used to send I hope my mom doesn't watch this. I don't think we were sending nudes yet. It would be stupid because it's just been real, it was just real like sexting, some real sexting shit, like real. We're gonna skip over because like all of this is really filler. Let's skip to May 2019. This is when I am graduating. I am graduating with my associates in education. If you didn't know, I also have my bachelor's in early childhood, so I can teach, you know, elementary students. In May of 2019, I'm getting ready to graduate. So I'm like, you know, I think the last night we actually hooked up, it was fucking horrible. Like, it wasn't good. Like, it was quick, and like he just left, and like that alone should have told me like this bitch cannot talk to me anymore. He's graduating, and my foolish ass decides to like, you know, I had some pictures of he and I think I can find them. I took some on my Polaroid, but them bitches are burnt now, like. But I wrote him like a letter and got him like some honey buns out the vending machine. Like I was stupid as fuck. Like, why am I buying you stuff? You didn't do anything but give me penis. Like, you know, back then, you guys, I want to preface by saying this, I was very stupid. I was very stupid when it came to boys. After this, we don't live in the same town. Like, my hometown was like maybe 3 hours away from him. I really don't know where he's from. He wasn't close to me. But anyway, obviously I'm thinking we're not gonna see each other anymore. He got my Snapchat. I was so geeked when he added me back, y'all. It was like, I don't know. I was just too geeked about that. But it makes sense. I'm a girl who has a crush on a guy. Here we're talking still. We're just, you know, occasionally like, at this point we are like sexting, I think. He offers to come see me. My mom, oh my gosh, I think my mom knows this part actually. He actually drives like it was 2 hours. He drove 2 hours to my hometown, and you know, I snuck out like one time. He drove me to like this area that I knew of, and you know, we did what we needed to do. Like, he comes to my hometown like twice, I think. He came like, I know once, one of them was like 4th of July, and we went, that was the place we just went to. That was my first time sneaking out, because I was a good kid in high school. Like, most of my friends lived in the neighboring town, so it was like, why would I need to sneak out? Where am I gonna go? Then I move out of my mom's house, and I moved like 36 minutes away where I currently live now. He came and visited me there once. Now that was fucking horrible, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I guess his truck broke down. He had to get some white guy to come bring him to my house, which, looking back on it, like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why the fuck would you bring a stranger to let a stranger bring you? You could have let him drop you off at the cul-de-sac. He comes to visit, you know, we doing what we doing. But his visit was like, I think a little longer than anticipated, because, you know, his truck's broken down. But like, while he was there, he was just not kind. Like, he was kind, but like, he was just like rude. He was like, and like, I ended up crying in the bed. I'm just like, you think he asked me if I was fucking okay? No, he didn't. He just like looked at me, and like, he didn't see me crying, but he could tell I was crying. And he said something about it, like, nigga, what? Cool, what? Like, that's crazy. Like, that should have really been my last time dealing with him. I want to go ahead and say, once again, I met him in 2019. I cut contact off with him in 2021. So, spoiler alert, he was cut off like 2 years later. You know, he came and visited, he ended up leaving, his mom came to pick him up, and you know, that was that. We would still like sext still, which was so lame to me at some point, because it's like, he would be talking like big game, like he was on the way to come see me. I'm like, ooh, I'm finna get fucked. No, you're like trying to get some meat rubbing content, like, lame. Anyway, I move out, the leasing term ends, I'm moving out of this apartment complex, and then I'm moving to my new one. Oh wait, him actually visiting me at my first apartment when I first moved out had like some consequences and shit. It was one night I was texting him, and I was in cosmetology school at this point, and you know, he was asking me something, and I remember everything I said. To me, it was funny, but it was harmless. It wasn't even like sexual in nature, I guess. It was just like a little flirtatious, I guess, but it was like nothing like, ooh, I'm gonna check out your boy is screaming. Like, it was nothing like that. So the girl who he knew from the school, who I thought he was with, I didn't need a nickname for her. I don't have one for her. I'm gonna call her T. You know, he was dealing with T, but you know, at this point, I have no knowledge. If you know, you're coming to see me, I'm not even at my college anymore. So it's like, you're keeping in contact with me. You want to keep in contact with me. I was in cosmetology school and I was working on a mannequin head, and I was telling him something, and I was like, I'm finna go shake my butt or something. And basically something came up where I said I was gonna shake my butt, and I was like, just joking, obviously. And after that, we didn't text, and I go take a shower. I come back. No, I was going to go take a shower, and then someone called me with some place in Georgia. I'm from Georgia. I didn't recognize the number because like it was not a saved number. So it's like, if the number's not saved, guess what? I don't fucking know you. Like, so I'm not gonna answer. So I ignored the call. I actually ended up texting my mom, and I screenshotted the number. I was like, do you know this number? Because it's like, my mom sometimes gives people my number and like won't let me know, so I'm just supposed to assume and know who it is, but they didn't text me either. So I asked her, and she said, no, I don't know this number. So I'm like, okay, ignored. Why the fuck this phone number blew up my phone like 13 times? So I'm like, who the fuck is this? So I just ignored it. Actually, I think they called me 5 times while I was going to the shower. Ignore it, because I'm like, I don't know who this is. Maybe they have the wrong number. Because if you really wanted to like know who this was, they would have texted me, right? So like, they didn't ever text. So I'm like, not worried about it. I go to bed because I got school in the morning. I wake up, I go to school, everything's fine, and no one's calling my phone. I'm walking, I think the school day's about to end. Someone tries to FaceTime me. I think this was like a different number this time. So I'm like, who is this? And it wasn't saved, so I'm not answering it. Like, why are you calling my phone? So I did not think anything of it. I go home and I go to sleep, hearing a knock at my door. And it's my friend. She was like, hey, somebody wants to talk to you. And girl, if you see this, that was messy. Basically, I'm waking up from my sleep. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It's T on the phone. T wants to talk to me, and basically she's telling me she had tried to call me and she had FaceTimed me. And bitch, you sound dumb, because like, why would I answer it if I don't even know who this is? Who the fuck answers random phone numbers? I assume every number that's unsaved, and if I don't have it memorized, spam caller, spam, like I'm not answering it. It was just her to get on the phone, and she was like, hey, I just wanted to know if, she was saying something. Basically, new boy was texting me while he was with her, and I feel like she said this to like rub it in my face, like, bitch, I don't fucking care. She was like, yeah, because he's like with me and your number's not even saved.
Girl, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck is you even talking about, bro?
Like, do you think you wanted something? We would have bombed. Like, my feelings were so like hurt. My friend, girl, once again, if you see this, that was messy. You should have told her. That ain't got nothing to do with me. The boy, I guess those two were dating now. They were something, and he was with her that entire week. But I just feel like, girl, you should have just told her, like, tell her to ask him about me, and if he lies, then you can talk to me. The thing about it is, like, I'm not anyone to be like, ooh, I'm finna make this nigga who got a girlfriend cheat on her. Like, that's ew. That is not it. That is not a thing I've done. That's nothing I don't want to do. You know, that hurt my feelings and stuff. And yeah, I didn't talk to him, and then he texted me. Oh, she also wanted me to not tell him that she talked to me. I really should have said something, because it's like, bitch, you're coming at me. And she was just basically telling me she didn't want me to talk to him anymore. I'm like, bitch, you're not gonna tell me who to talk to. I don't dislike you, but like, the fact that you came at me like this when he's at your house and that's your nigga. Yes, I don't like you anymore. Like, bitch, stand up. You're coming to me. Like, I didn't even know y'all had a thing going on still. It's a whole new semester. It's a whole new year. So he ends up texting me again. It's like saying something. So I said, who is this? Is this new boy? And he was like, yeah. And I said something. Basically asked me why I asked that. I was just like, oh, no reason. Like, your bitch texted me, but you know, no reason. It was so nice. I even respected her to be like, okay, I won't say anything, because it's like, you know, you don't want to ruin anything with him. But it's like, why would you want to be with him if he can't even be honest with you about me, a real bitch? Like, he can't even be real with you. After that, I guess we still kept texting, because it's like, you're not gonna check me. We're gonna skip some time, and I think she ended up coming to visit our friend, and she came over to our apartment. This girl who I used to be friends with at the time, she was like telling me like she was gonna come to my door. Keep in mind, I'm sleeping. This was just after a binge of me being on 8 special treats. Y'all, I used to be wild. He was about to come knock on my door to come question me about the situation, because I just guess I didn't give her the questions she wanted. She, like, that time she was down there, she had me on her mind. Like, bitch, fear, you think I'm your competition? Like, but anyway, she was just worried about me. Like, I'm not worried about him. Like, keep in mind, I'm not messaging him. I'm not entertaining it. He keeps talking to me. Literally, my friend who told me about her wanting to talk to me, she even said something to her like, I just feel like they got something going on. I just feel like they're still talking. And it is. Like, but the thing about that, I don't want you guys to think, oh, I'm just talking to somebody's boyfriend. Literally, he's messaging me. And then after that, like, my friend was telling me the whole time he was staying there, he'd buy her shit. And literally, you know, she taking pictures with him in the mirror like, couple, kissy. Literally, after he left, he ain't talk to her no more. Bitch, what kind of nigga is that? That was not your nigga. He's nobody's nigga. So that's why I continue to, like, respond back. Like, he wasn't good for nothing but what was between his legs, so, like, why wouldn't I talk to you? You're available, I'm available. It was just weird. Like, you're stressing over a lame. He wasn't lame to me. He dressed like an uncle. Even at the time, I was like, damn, he dressed like an uncle. Like, I'm real. I'm gonna be real. Once again, guys, like, if a nigga is lame, a nigga's lame. Once again, they're not good for anything but what's between their legs. Like I said, he kept coming back for me. I don't think we really kept in touch for real after that point. I think 2020 comes. I think we are just chatting a little bit, but it wasn't anything visiting type. Keep in mind, he's driving to see me. But yeah, 2020 comes. It's time for me to move out. I'm moving to my second apartment. At this apartment, this is where all the weird stuff starts going on. Like, this is where the thievery comes. He visits me. Okay, it's fun. You know, we're having a good time. If you guys don't know, I do smoke, you know, the devil's lettuce. While he's visiting, I'm like, hey, do you like, you wanna hit this? He would say no. I'm like, okay. I knew he liked to partake in that. Like, I'm not just finna be like, yeah. Like, I'm not finna, like, not ask you if I know you do. But he would say no every time. That night, I went to sleep. And then I woke up before him because I had to finish an assignment for a class. Because, keep in mind, I'm not in cosmetology school anymore. I decided to drop out. This was, like, COVID time. But I'm in a different school now. I'm doing my online work, and then I'm like, you know what? I think I want to hit some of this. So I look in my ashtray. Why the fuck nothing in there? Like, I smoked it down, and there should have been like some roaches. Like, you guys should know what roaches are. If you don't know what roaches are, they're just like smoked blunts, and they're like this small, but like they still have like some, you know, devil's lettuce in it. And I would save them, and me and my friend, we would like break them open or just roll it up, and we'd, you know, we'd smoke on that. There were a couple in there. The bitch was gone. Like, there were none in there. Maybe there were like 2, but like they were empty. And so, you know, I'm trying to be a good person. Usually when stuff like things go missing, like if it's small things like this, I'm not gonna be like, oh, who did it? He did. Like, it wasn't anything like that. I was looking everywhere. Like, I was like, oh wait, they were on my windowsill. My head is where the windowsill is. Maybe I accidentally knocked it over onto the floor and it fell behind my bed. So I look behind my bed. There's no ash, there's no roach, there's no evidence. Immediately, I'm holding the glass ashtray. It's this one right here. It's dirty. I'm not gonna show y'all the inside of it, but it's this ashtray I have now. I look at it, I look at him, y'all, I wanted to knock him the fuck out once I like started putting shit together. Like, I'm like, there's no way I think he's like stealing from me, because it's like I'm offering to like smoke with you. Like, why would you decline it and then like still smoke my shit? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I didn't question him about it because I'm like, I'm really not sure. This is the first time this has happened. You know, we hook up again, and now he's about to leave. And so I'm in the bathroom, and I was talking to him, and like when I like start looking at him, my bathroom door was a little closed, but I still couldn't see him. So I'm opening it. I said something, I don't remember what I said. It was something out the way. And he was like, and he like jumped, like he was trying to be sneaky. And I think I had smoked again at this point. I asked him if he wanted to smoke. Don't want to smoke. Okay, great. That's fine. You don't have to. But after that, I walked him out and I come back to my room and look at my ashtray. A roach is gone again. So now I definitely know at this point, yes, this nigga is stealing. He's stealing like roach cabbage. Like, I'm like, this is some bum nigga shit to do. Like, who does this? I don't see him again. I don't think I see him for like 2 months. We're still texting, I think. I don't see him for 2 months. And you know, he went to come, he's like, oh, can I come over again? So he drives the 2 hours to the town I live in now for, it's New Year's Eve at this point. I want you guys to also know, when he did stay here that first time, when we went out, he did exactly what he did with his girlfriend. And like, you know, he was the one who could drive. I can't. So I asked him, can you take me here so I can go get this? He took me. Being nice, I'm ordering food, and I'm like, do you want anything? This idiot, like, keep in mind, he is not disabled. There's nothing wrong with him. I think he's actually decently smart. I've never, this thing that had happened never happened before. Why, when he started ordering, he starts stuttering? Literally, like, there's a meme I saw about that. Like, you be trying to talk all big and bad, but when we're at a restaurant, you start stuttering. I looked at him, I just stared. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, oh, yeah. And this is no offense to people who stutter. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just the fact that, like, you started doing that. Like, we literally had to take public speaking our first year. I know I didn't go to school with him, but bitch, that was a class you had to take. So what is going on? Anyway, that happens. So anyway, we go back home. I roll up. I was like, do you want to hit this? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I hit my shit. I get dressed. Me and my friends go to the bar for New Year's Eve. We have fun. We come back. I will say he was respectful. Like, while I was gone, he did not hit that. He did not light it. He did not bother it. So I was really anticipating to come back and see it like touched a little bit, but it wasn't. So kudos to him. We ended up watching Splice, and you know, things happen again. You know, we hook up as we did, and we went to sleep. He only stayed for a day that day, thank fucking God, because I really didn't want him to stay that long. I was just like, you just need to stay here for a day and you need to leave. You're not good for nothing. You're a bum. You're just a bum with that good down there. So he takes me to like a restaurant. I'm like, can you take me here? And the first place, I wasn't gonna get him nothing. I was like, can I get this and this? He was like, is that all? And I was like, yeah, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna buy you nothing, because the reason I didn't, like, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm selfish, but it's like, I think when we went to McDonald's, because that's where we went, he was being a little gluttonous, and gluttony is a sin, and that's one sin I don't play with when it come to me. So I was not ordering him nothing at that first restaurant. But something ended up going wrong, and we couldn't get anything from there, so we had to go to like Hardee's. And that's when I asked if he wanted something, and he did that dumbass stuttering thing again. After that, we go home, I'm sitting in the car, and that's when I'm like, hey, we need to talk about something. And he's like,
what's up?
I was like, yeah, my roaches, they're disappearing. I need you to like not like do that anymore. It's weird. I'm like, this is weird. Like, you're just stealing them. And he's like, you want to know what I hate this nigga for real. I just came up to him like, hey, you're stealing my shit. You stop. Why did he just try to justify it? But like, oh, like, he didn't even say sorry at first. He's like, oh, I was just putting him in my Black and Mild.
Huh?
Who the fuck asked? Like, who asked what you were using them for? Bitch, the issue is you're not asking, you're just taking them. And he's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I had to close my window because, like, I always air my house out, my room out, but there were people out there. Anyway, he was like, oh, sorry. I was like, yeah, it's okay. And, you know, we hug, and that was it. Like, after that, I think I stopped talking to him. T was a non-factor at this point. I think like we would see each other occasionally. I could tell like it was awkward because it's like, I know you don't really care for me. I don't care for you for real because you a weird bitch. I didn't really hear from him anymore while I was at this apartment. I ended up having like a boyfriend that didn't last long, and like he was like trying to hit me up and I was like, yeah, I got a boyfriend now. And he was like, oh, that's what's up, and I blocked his ass and I haven't heard from him in like 4 years. That's my story time of how a guy was stealing my roaches. Like, it was crazy. Like, you know how bummish you have to be to steal from me? You're stealing from a girl. And the thing is, y'all, he's not the first boy to do it. But that's a story time for another day. We're done with this story time. I want to thank you guys for joining in. I just felt like telling this story because it's like, I think people need to hear this. This nigga wore phone posits. He wore phone posits. I don't care what you say. That's some lame nigga shoes. Like, so you should know he was a lame nigga. Thanks guys for watching. I don't know how many subscribers I have right now. I think I have 32. I'm gonna be posting another video. I'm gonna edit this one pretty soon. If you're watching it, it's already edited. Duh. If you guys want to hear the one about the guy who like stole like my cabbage and like my Nintendo Switch, let me know. I've told it kinda a couple of years ago on my spam, but like this is a new form of media and I feel like that's interesting. Thank you guys for watching again. I appreciate it. Like the video, comment, subscribe if you see it. I don't know, comment an emoji about how this made you feel. But with that being said, thanks for watching and see you next time.